Hello and welcome to BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti as round 3 brings us to the home of the champions. Hartpury host Leeds Beckett, the first time the teams have met since Hartpury's quarter-final victory en route to defending their title at Twickenham. Both teams are coming off the back of BUCS Super Rugby defeats, and Hartpury have had only 5 days to turn around after falling 38-35 to Northumbria after Leeds Beckett's match against Trent was postponed due to floodlight failure following that 51-5 victory in their varsity at Headingley 7 days ago. Now today we are joined by BUCS Super Rugby royalty, two-time champion and the captain who lifted the trophy at Twickenham last year, Tom Pashley. Welcome, great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Dave, great to be here.
Now most Super Rugby fans, the last time they'll have seen you was at Twickenham lifting that trophy after that epic win against Cardiff Met. In fact, I think we're going to get to see the winning moments once again. Hartpury, 6 consecutive wins to get them here to the final. Cardiff Met, 3rd in the league. They lost it on bonus points. Will they lose the final in heartbreaking fashion? Hartpury towards the try line, a metre short. The referee takes the position. The try goes up and Hartpury win it. Hartpury humble the kings of Kincoid. They answer 24. Well, incredible scenes there. One of the great matches at Twickenham in any form of rugby. You must have replayed that moment over in your head 100, 1,000 times. Tell the people at home what it was like.
Yeah, it was a hell of an experience and something I'll definitely cherish for the rest of my life. But actually, at the moment, that final penalty we had, coaches were screaming for a scrum. And I don't know what it was, but something in my head thankfully told me not to listen to them and go for the corner, and it all paid off. But like I said, I'll be cherishing this moment for a very long time.
And the rest is history. The captain made the decision, went for the corner, and of course you were miles ahead. Cardiff Met came back. At any point during that match did you think, oh, this one's gone?
To be honest with you, yeah, when Cardiff were chucking about and giving the offloads, we were definitely on the back foot at one point, and I think that sometimes you do doubt yourself, but classic Hartpury, always believe and never give up, and if it takes it to the 82nd minute, then that's what it'll take.
Well, I'm going to talk to you about that never say die attitude shortly, but before that, let's take a look at the round 3 fixtures. We've got Bath hosting Nottingham Trent, Cardiff Met against Loughborough. That is a repeat of the other quarter-final from last season. Of course, Hartpury here hosting Leeds Beckett and Durham hosting Exeter. What an away journey that is. Well, let's have a chat about that never say die attitude then, because it wasn't all plain sailing last season. You had a nightmare start to the season, but come the new year it was like a fresh mentality and you went on that incredible run that took you all the way. Does that sort of sum up the attitude here at Hartpury?
Yeah, I think massively. I think you're kind of ingrained here to always keep going and never give up, and we were in a real dark patch. I think it was 5 losses we had at the beginning of the season, and it's not easy to take. But the character shown by the boys and everyone around here was quality to bring things back. And like you said, we had a good run after Christmas.
Well, of course, you're not with this BUCS side anymore. It's a real carousel of rugby. I was here watching college before. The women were over there on the 4G, and you've of course got the championship team as well. Is that where you found yourself progressing to after giving up the captain's armband here in the BUCS side?
Yeah, like you said, I mean, the environment at Hartpury is just all rugby, women's, college. We've got four BUCS teams now, plus a freshers. So if you like your rugby, this is definitely the place. But yeah, I'm now part of the RFC squad in the championship. It feels good to see these boys out today, and I'm not too worried about passing that.
Well, the opponents this evening, Leeds Beckett, another fantastic side, such high expectations. I caught up with Kerry Wood earlier, the Leeds Beckett coach, and of course Sean Lynn as well. Let's have a listen to what they had to say pre-match. One defeat in BUCS Super Rugby, but a massive win in the varsity match, and of course that interesting postponement as well. How would you assess the openings of this season for your team?
First of all, the Exeter, it was pretty disappointing result for us, because pre-season was good, but then we just didn't perform to the level that we can and we thought we would. So and then the next week after it was great with the varsity, and we righted some wrongs and things were great. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about that varsity. You scored over 50 points, and The way the boys reacted to that occasion, all those people there at a great stadium, that must have made you happy as a coach.
Definitely made me happy. It's a lot of pressure for young players to play in front of that amount of people. So to see them right the wrongs, as I said before, was great to see, because certainly, you know, we needed to step our game up, and you know, no disrespect to Leeds, but you know, that's not Super Rugby, and we know that, you know, so we know that we, even a few things that we got wrong on the night, we need to make sure that they're not there tonight, so hopefully that will happen.
Only one change to that varsity winning 15 as well. Do you feel as though you've stumbled on the formula now?
I wouldn't say that. I'd say that one change is down to injury. He's hurt it. Will Rutledge hurt his shoulder, so we'll just protect him a little bit and give him a week off, just to get that right for next week, hopefully, and if he's all right. And yeah, but the formula is we've got a pretty decent squad, and that's the guys outside the 23 as well. So you know, we hopefully these boys perform tonight and keep their shirt for next week.
Looking at that side you've got as well, it's a pretty fearsome pack. I know last year you got that reputation as a really difficult pack of forwards to play against. You've got those 3 England student lads in the front row as well. Can we expect to see a physical 8 today from Leeds Beckett?
Yeah, hopefully. You know, I don't know what's going to happen really until the game kicks off, but certainly, yeah, we're a big pack, and just like every other super team, they're pretty big as well. So we all sort of cancel each other out. But you know, we pride ourselves on up front. You know, even before I came here, you know, our DNA is up front and making sure that we're strong up there, and long they may continue, hopefully.
Connor Lloyd should go over 100 Super Rugby points today. He's in the halfbacks along with Stephen James, 2 excellent players. They seem quite important at the club as well. Exactly how important are they?
Well, Connor's probably a bit greedy, getting 100 points before he's only had, you know, 1 or 2 games, you know. But you know, he's an outstanding individual, you know, and great goal kicker, and you know, he's our captain, he's our leader, and you know, and he walks the talk, you know, and Steph, yeah, he's excellent, you know, from last year. Come in the last 3 games and get him out of the match every time, and you know, he's carried that form on through pre-season and earned the right to get the number 10 shirt. So hopefully them two put us in the right areas today, and we can perform well.
Finally, let's have a chat about the opposition. You had 3 really tough games with them last year. You got 1 good win. They're always going to be strong, but by the looks of things, you are this season too. How do you see this one going?
Well, I'm a coach of Leeds Beckett, so I see us winning, hopefully. But you know, Hartpury, excellent rugby program, isn't it? You know, from top to bottom. You know, and them being in the champ and having that probably training intensity that we don't have week in, week out, it's a hard ask for us. But you know, like, we'll come down here and give our best shot. You know, last year we got done over in the quarter-final, and you know, rightfully so, they were outstanding. And you know, so hopefully we can do the damage here today and see how we go.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Games into the BUCS Super Rugby season. A disappointing defeat last week, but how would you assess the opening of this season for Hartpury?
Oh, it's been good. If we're looking at last year, you know, we picked up 7 points in the first 2 games, and it's a lot better than what we started off. But we did know going down to Cardiff University will be a tough opener for us. Likewise with Northumbria away, it was always a toughie. So a bit disappointed we got the loss, but full credit to Northumbria, they took their points when they came at them.
Well, of course, you had the disappointing start last season. It didn't matter in the end because you lifted the trophy. Have you approached the start of the season differently this year to try and avoid that?
Yeah, we have we've learned from that from last year, and also injuries didn't help us last year, and every squad will come across those injuries, and it's how we adapt with that. What we did look at last year was more strength in depth with our second team and third team, and it's helped massively.
We've got a few new faces in this squad. I think there are 6 survivors from that championship winning team. How have the new lads fitted in, and have they hit the ground running? Yeah,
they fitted in really well, and like I said, I think Hartpury, we're very lucky. It's a small campus, so we keep an eye on our second team, third team boys well, and some of them train with us on a Friday. If they've gone well with the 3s this week or maybe next week, they'll train with us. So we always try and keep in touch with the boys. And like I said, this lot, they haven't won anything really. It's you know, a conveyor belt as we spoke about earlier, and this team that we've got here, they need to look and try and win games and then build up for the championship from there.
We're moving on to tonight. The pack remains the same from last week. You've shuffled the deck a little bit with a new centre partnership and a new winger as well. Is that injury focused, or are you just testing out the strength in depth?
Some of it's to do with injury focus and then strength in depth as well, and just different mindset from the boys and keeping them honest and fresh for that.
And let's talk about this evening then. Beautiful conditions, the pitch looks fantastic. I was here earlier for the Ace game where Hartpury saw off Exeter, and even with just a few in that stand, the atmosphere was great. Do you think it's going to be the same this evening under the lights?
Yeah, hoping for a good crowd. We usually get one. It's a shame really that our 2s, 3s and 4s are all away this afternoon. Yeah, you know, conditions, you can't fault it, and we know what Leeds will be bringing.
Cheers, Sean, good luck.
Thank you, cheers.
Great to hear positivity from both coaches there, Kerry Wood and Sean Lynn, ahead of BUCS Super Rugby, presented by Yoti. Hartpury against Leeds Beckett. Let's have a look at the league table here. Northumbria, 2 games, 2 wins. They currently sit top of the table, 2 bonus point wins as well. Hartpury 7 points already. A much better start than they had to last season. Leeds Beckett, on the other hand, only 1 match after that postponement last Friday. They're looking for their first victory in BUCS Super Rugby this season, but they are game opposition, that's for sure. And let's hear now from Hayden Thompson-Green. I do apologise, it's Harry Collier. He spoke to BUCS Super Rugby before the match this evening.
Yeah, the boys are excited. We've had a good week leading up to the game. There's a good atmosphere around the training, good attitude. Obviously, we've got a big job to do after Exeter first game. We struggled. They're a brilliant outfit, Exeter. They stuck to the structure, and some would say our performance wasn't good enough. So yeah, we were just looking forward to putting it right against Hartpury. Yeah, look, they won the league for a reason last year. They're a brilliant outfit. It was always going to be a challenge to go in, get a win. We knew that, and there's a lot we can take from that game. And it's just a matter of putting the wrongs right against Hartpury. Yeah, I tore the hamstring in first week of pre-season. It was a bit of a knock, but the boys stuck the train. It was brilliant season, pre-season. It's nice to get the upper back, get some game time against Exeter and varsity, and yeah, I look forward to Hartpury and get some more game time. It's a brilliant occasion, me being on last year. It's a brilliant occasion. Every bit of buzz around the uni. It's even better when you get a win. So yeah, just looking forward to Hartpury. As a collective, we all want to go the length. I think we've all established that at the start of pre-season. We've got the capabilities to do so. It's just all about putting our structures in place and sticking to them, and doing the best we can to go the distance.
Harry Collier there, he's on the bench today for Leeds Beckett. Let's take a quick look at the teams then, starting with Hartpury. Luke Boone, Will Crane, Alex Gibson, Ben Kellen, Rob Fuller, Angus South and Harry Holland, and Harry Wilson in an unchanged pack. Ben George, Nathan Chamberlain, Robbie Smith, Dwayne Burrows, Jack Reeves, Irvin Murich and Elias Caven from 9 to 15. The visitors today, Leeds Beckett, looking for their first victory in BUCS Super Rugby. Line up with Ryan Everly, Conrad Cade, Xavier Valentine, John Okafor, Adrian Wadden, Toby Francis, Johan Visser and Johnny Teague. Connor Lloyd's the captain at scrum half. Stephen James outside him at 10. William Lewin, Ben Dixon, Tom Williams, Chester Duff and Charlie Venables. Just one change in that team that was victorious in the Leeds varsity. Liney, Pelser, English, Burnett, Hopwood, Venner, Margits and Johnson on the bench for Hartpury. Ademakin, Theron, Ajay Collins, Thompson Green, Johnny Kay and the man we just heard from, Harry Collier, on the bench for Beckett. We're underway then. Leeds Beckett in the purple jerseys, kicking towards the right of your screen. And a first touch then for Hartpury College from the reception. Tom Pashley alongside me for this one. Great to have you here, Tom.
Thank you, Dave. Great to be here.
And a positive start this from Hartpury. Oh, and a massive shot. Connor Lloyd feels the right shoulder there. Manages to get up and interrupt Ben George then as he's looking to make some progress for Hartpury, but this a steady start from the home team, looking to run it from everywhere.
That's a great aggressive start for Hartpury there. Exactly what they're looking for.
Oh, and that's a good shot there. Nathan Chamberlain, the recipient on this occasion. Only 40 seconds in and already the shots flying around. In comes the box kick there from Ben George, one of the surviving finalists, and a first touch there for Charlie Venables. He scored a try. In fact, he scored 2 tries in the Leeds varsity at Headingley a week ago. Xavier Valentine there with his first touch. It's Elias Caven. Takes it deep inside his 22. Not much of a chase on that from Beckett. He finds touch. Well, we're a minute in, Tom, and already the physicality showing. Yeah, so look at this.
That's a good positive start from Hartpury, and some big carries coming in. That's Robbie Smith there, so making some great yards and a fantastic offload, and a big old bump there from big number 6, Angus Southern.
Well, this is our first look at the set piece then. Johnny Teague off the top. Johan Visser there for Beckett. Talked up quite a lot by coach Kerry Wood. In fact, as Beckett go towards the 22 here, lovely footwork from William Liu in the left wing, and the ball just goes forward.
That's unlucky. That's a great offload game from Leeds there. Great carry from number 7.
Well, Johan Visser, South African in his first season with the club. His parents have actually come over from South Africa to be here at Hartpury this evening.
Oh, special moment for him then.
A special moment for them as well, visiting this beautiful countryside for the first time.
It's a great place to be, Hartpury, Dave.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you, Tom? But just looking around, there's sort of trees everywhere, fresh air. You certainly don't get this in East London, where I reside these days. It does seem like a really positive environment to be playing your rugby.
Yeah, it's a lovely place to be doing it all. And that's not an ideal first line-up for Hartpury there.
And Fuller picks up the pieces. The number 5 in the blue scrum cap, and Ben George takes it left. Oh, good defence there from Connor Lloyd, number 9, the captain this evening. He's been on the end of one. Hasn't shook him up one bit. He's currently on 98 BUCS Super Rugby points, so should bring up his century this evening. Should be on goal kicking duties.
Dwayne Barrow's up the middle there with the big carry.
Hartpury again happy to run it from everywhere as Visser puts pressure on Gibson. Makes the tackle, but the front rower can present the ball.
As Visser causing a few more issues there again. Playing well so far. 3 minutes in, he's doing very well.
Well, he's certainly busy, and he's won Leeds Beckett a kickable penalty.
Shot called.
Yeah, I think that's the correct decision there to go for points. Get some early points on the doors. We're only 4 minutes in, so good decision there, I'd say, from Leeds Beckett.
Well, we talked about Connor Lloyd's century. This could be the kick that brings it up. He's currently 6th on the all-time BUCS Super Rugby scoring charts. This is from just to the right of the sticks, as you can see, just inside the 10-metre line as well. So the chance here for Connor Lloyd to open the scoring.
Stand right next to him.
First chance at points then. The right boot of Lloyd drives it low. The flags go up. Connor Lloyd, 101 BUCS Super Rugby points, and Leeds Beckett lead 3-0. We're coming off the back of that disappointing defeat to Exeter. I think Leeds Beckett will be looking to get points on the board whenever they can, because as you well know, Hartpury can score from anywhere on the pitch.
Yeah, and they won't be giving up at any point either. That's a very nice restart there.
Plenty of height on that. That's a really good take as well.
Step 2.
Johnny Teague, formerly of DMP before he's involved here at Leeds Beckett. Number 8 gets his hands on that one. And this time Beckett again. Making inroads at that right-hand side, but it's well intercepted from Holland. Wilson putting hands on it as well. Good by Chamberlain. Only as far as the halfway line though, that'll stay in. Lewin fields it for Beckett. Looks quite rangy, doesn't he? They're not quick steps, but
first man.
Trouble for the defender, and there we go, turned over by Gibson. Talk about players being busy. Gibson's had a few contributions inside this opening 6 minutes.
That's a very dangerous man there, Irvin Murick. He won't give up a carry.
Irvin Murick, one of the changes from last week. Reeves, Burrows and Murick in the back line as the forwards remain unchanged for Hartpury.
Move! Advantage, roll clear.
Advantage coming here for Hartpury. Good response since falling 3 points behind. Plenty of air on it here at Hartpury.
There's Dwayne Burrows. That's a nice out-the-back option there from Will Crane, Dirk Gibson.
Plenty of length on that advantage there. The referee gave them every opportunity. First shots of the home bench there. Miney, Palser, English, Burnett, Hopwood, Venner, Margits and Johnson. So plenty of options. Speaking of options, Hartpury opting for the corner here. That's a good kick as well.
That's a good kick from Nation, and a nice confident option there from Will Crane to go for the corner and back his boys on the drive.
BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. We are 8 minutes in, and Hartpury into the Beckett 22 and setting up that maul.
Once backwards.
It's Crane at the back. Go to the blind side, footwork coming on there from the scrum half, Ben George. It's the first real opportunity that Hartpury have had with any kind of territory. Well, that's gone to ground. Which direction's it gone in? Forward, says the referee.
That's a great outcome there for Leeds. Do well to stop the drive there, and then they get the rewards with the knock-on. But Hartpury will be very disappointed with that one.
Gents.
Never really looked as though they got set. Nine minutes gone. Still Hartpury 0, Leeds Beckett 3.
First scrum of the game, so this will be an interesting one.
Plenty of experience in that Leeds Beckett pack. Ryan Everly, Conrad Cade and Xavier Valentine, all involved with that England student setup. In fact, you'll know a few of these boys from the student side.
Yeah, a few boys. Conrad in there, played with Conrad. I think that might be it.
There's Lloyd again. Does not for the box kick. Oh, pressure coming in there from Southern. But a good clearance kick. Robbie Smith fancied that one then. Elias Caven not quite so keen. 10 minutes gone. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. Here is Will Crane. Captain of this Hartpury side.
You're in, let's go. Toby, you know where he's going, Toby, you know where he's going. Front.
Beckett put a man out, but doesn't get anywhere near, and Hartpury can put some width on it. Step inside, and a defensive line broken as well towards the 22, and out of the back door. This is the Hartpury we're used to. However, the ball goes to ground. Burrows can't quite get on the end of the offload, but danger signs there for Beckett. Hartpury looking to cut loose in midfield.
Yeah, it's a great break from Robbie there, and good support from Dwayne, but in my opinion, he's just got to hold on to that.
That's been turned over. This could be the score. Caven over the line. The referee wants a conversation, but Elias Caven could have got the first try of the match. And he's given it. Well, when it looked like the opportunity had gone, Elias Caven was the first to react. It's Hartpury 5, Leeds Beckett 3.
I'd like to see that back on the replay. It's very smart from Elias Caven there. Magician.
Well, let's take another look at this. So there's the original collision. Do you know what? He's ripped it. Elias Caven has worked hard for that score. Took a look around. He wasn't entirely sure himself.
I think all that gym work for Elias has paid off. Ripping it off a prop, he'll be happy with that one.
Well, that is one for the highlights reel. The strength and conditioning boys will enjoy that too. – 12 minutes gone. Chamberlain to extend the lead. That one drifts across the face, and it remains Hartpury 5, Leeds Beckett 3. 12 minutes gone here. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. Let's take another look at this score. Keep the eye on Caven. He's currently on the right-hand side of his shot, hiding there behind Harry Holland. Xavier Valentine will not want another look at that.
Looks like everyone was pretty confused about what happened there.
Caven looked around. I'm not sure if he was wondering whether he'd knocked it on or not, and that's another missed tackle from Valentine as well. Or a minute or so from him, and Hartpury now really have the bit between their teeth.
Like I said, Irvin Muirt with another big carry there.
Yeah, and again from Hartpury, from right to left, but brought down by Chester Duff. A good collision from him. Big physical side, this Leeds Beckett 15.
Leave him.
Venables puts that one high.
2-0.
We're a little bit sluggish on the chase at the moment, Leeds Beckett. But with mistakes like that, it doesn't matter a great deal.
Yeah, it's very disappointing there. Very disappointing, and he'll be annoyed at himself with that one.
But you said right at the top of the match, he's not one to ever turn down a carry. Big physical winger is Murik. He'll be disappointed with that, mainly because he doesn't get to run into the contact zone.
Yeah, that's what you want off a kickoff as well, someone who can break tackles and make a lot of yards, and Irvin's your man for that, so yeah, watch out for him this game.
Got a few interesting nationalities in BUCS Super Rugby. We've got the big second rower from Durham, who's a Dutchman, and Murik, 5 caps for Belgium. So it is a worldwide division, BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. We're nearly 15 minutes in, and Hartpury lead Leeds Beckett 5-3.
There's big Chester Duff. Strong ball carrier, Chester.
There's your mark, gents.
7 BUCS Super Rugby tries to his name as well.
That's a good stat.
I've got you down for 4.
Not such a good stat. I think I got 1 last season. That was a back and maul, so I don't think that even counts.
Without looking at my notes, how many try scorers do you think Hartpury have had in BUCS Super Rugby since the inception of the competition?
Oh wow.
This is so noisy from
This is, but I like it. I'm going to go 28.
42.
Oh wow, I'm well off.
Stay.
42.
Parity in the scrum here as Johnny T goes short. Oh, that's
a
another lovely line. Leeds Beckett
Lovely
showing
shoulder
that they've
ball there.
got- Oh, what a shot! That is a monster. Well, that's one way to stop them breaking the line. Ben Dixon on the end of one there.
Tackle! Lovely!
And it's
that's a
been
great
turned
turnover.
over.
That's what Harry Holland will give you. Good dominant tackle, brings the boys up.
Here's the chase as well. Hartpury favourites here. How's it going to bounce? Lovely footwork and a race for the corner.
Yes.
Jotted down. Jack Reeves.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It all comes from that big tackle from Harry Holland. Gets the boys up, we get the turnover, and then momentum's built there from that. So fair play to Harry Holland, gets the boys up for that big tackle. And it's a great quick through from Ben George.
Well, let's have a look at the tackle. It all came from that just as Beckett was starting to get some momentum. Harry Holland lined him up, did incredibly well. And here's the chase. Good footwork there from Ben George, but who got there first? Oh, a little bit of a shove there on Venables. It was Jack Reeves. 2 scores in quick succession. Hartpury lead 10-3.
And he's got another kick from pretty much the same spot. Let's see if he can do it this time. What do you reckon?
I'm not a betting man, but we'll get a great view of it here. 17 minutes gone. Leeds Beckett open the scoring. Caven and Reeves dotted down for Hartpury. Here's Nathan Chamberlain, the Scotsman, to take them up to 12. He's drawn this one in. Lovely strike. Learnt his lesson. It's Hartpury 12, Leeds Beckett 3. Well, since falling behind, the response from Hartpury has been exceptional. Absolutely beautiful evening here as well. Not a cloud in the sky. Ben George put boot to ball. Boyd with the confidence of that great chase. Relieves the pressure. Gets Hartpury back up over halfway straight away.
Yeah, Hartpury with a bit of momentum now. Leeds are going to need to turn this round, I think, and maybe they'll do it with this line out here. A couple of injured boys there, Paul Morgan and Max Clemenson. I think both back pretty soon, which will be good for the team.
Well, it was injuries that stifled you at the start of last season, wasn't it?
I think you can easily blame it on injuries, but at the same time, I think it was ourselves and what we were doing.
Smith covered off this line, lining up Venables on this occasion. Important couple of minutes here for Leeds Beckett.
Step back, 3!
They've conceded 2 tries, but let's not forget, essentially they've been individual physical defeats that have meant they've lost them. First of all, Caven ripping the ball. Secondly, that massive shot by Harry Holland. And I think that'll please Hartpury as well, their ability to convert those individual moments of excellence into scores.
Yeah, exactly. That's massive, and I think Harry will be massively praised for that in analysis come Friday, and the turnover as well. But that's what you want, the momentum shift from going in defence and then going to attack and then getting a score.
Take another look at this. Luke Boone and Adrian Wadden.
Going to be a red penalty here. There it cuts out.
The ref's got to say.
Go get on with your game. Purple 5 beyond the rack. That's it.
Well, he's happy that a penalty will suffice. It's gone Hartpury's way. And this time they do go for the sticks. I don't think there was too much in that.
No, I think you see that every now and again. I don't think there was nothing too malicious.
20 minutes gone, halfway through the first half here. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. Hartpury with the opportunity to extend this 12-3 lead. Nathan Chamberlain 1 from 2 off the tee thus far. First conversion drifted across the face, second he drew in beautifully. This one coming in front of the sticks from about 45 metres. He's got the legs. Drops inside the sticks as well.
Great nose there from Nathan.
Nathan Chamberlain goes 2 from 3 and he takes Hartpury up to 15 points.
And again, boys, and again, let's go.
15 unanswered points now for Hartpury. And Leeds Beckett haven't really had an answer. Again, they go deep with the restart into the 22.
Hold.
Holland this time takes the carry.
Take him back. Connect.
The depth on the kick, but again, Beckett opt to attack from inside their own half. They've come unstuck a couple of times in the opening 20 minutes. There's John Okafor, huge physical second rower, not really had much of an impact on the game thus far in the opening 20 minutes. And Hartpury drive Beckett back into their own half. It's Williams, the 13 for Beckett. Struggling a little bit with the gain line at the moment, the visitors.
Yeah, that's nice from Leeds. Starting to throw a few carries off 9 and then they throw it out the back and they play wide.
Looking for William Lewin there out of the back door. Impressive had it come off, but as it stands, Hartpury win the scrum. Leeds Beckett knocking on the door there, but Hartpury will be happy with the defence. 5 or 6 phases there, not many metres gained.
Yeah, it's good defence from Hartpury, getting off the line. 2-man shots. But like I said, yeah, Leeds throwing that ball out the back. That's what I think is going to start to break down Hartpury a little bit more.
There was a couple of line breaks in the first 10 minutes or so, but since Hartpury have got on the scoreboard, they've not really had a response.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
And it comes from Ben George.
Use it.
So he waits, George told to use it, it's still going forward. Good crowd gathering here as well. It's quite a small stand, but the way the noise just echoes off the roof here builds up quite an atmosphere.
Yeah, it's always nice as well when you're playing at home and you get a big crowd, and fair play to everyone at Hartpury and a lot of all the other teams, the 2s, the 3s. They make a hell of an effort to come down and support and make a lot of noise, which is always makes the games that little bit more enjoyable.
Last time these two teams met here was in November 2017. Leeds Beckett actually coming out on top on that occasion, 35-23. Since then, Hartpury have had 2 victories, 18-10 and 29-10, right away in the quarter-final. In terms of playing against Leeds Beckett as an outfit, what are your main memories of the style of play? How tough was it?
I think when you look at Leeds Beckett, they're a very, very big physical team. And like we've seen here, a lot of carries off 9, strong ball carriers, so that's a big threat. And then also have a very solid scrum with that size. So for me, I think that's what I'd be looking at as an analysis, as those strong ball carriers and a strong scrum. I think we've lost the ball on the roof.
Do you know what? It made a heck of a bang as well.
Yeah, it did.
Thought the place was going to come down. Our commentary position this evening, it's around about the 22 that Hartpury currently attacking. That's good line-out ball. Another opportunity to set here. Hartpury in search of their 3rd score. try-scoring bonus points in both of their matches so far, the win against Cardiff and the defeat last Wednesday when they went up north.
Good line-out D there from Leeds.
Come again.
There's Robbie Smith in a bit more space.
Smith around the outside into the 22 as well. Does very well, looks for the offload, decides to hold on. Wilson with the carry into the 22 in front of the sticks. George wants quick ball, goes to the right hand side. A little bit too hot there for Southend.
Yeah, see the AR realising that was a knock on there.
That'll be a scrum pretty much right in front of us.
Yeah, there we are.
Oh, speaking of which, good evening everyone. Glad you could all join us wherever you're watching around the world. That's Tom Pashley. He's won BUCS twice. He captained them last year. If you'd like to get in touch, then use the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. If you've got any questions for Tom, about anything actually, then we will ask them anything within reason.
Any life advice.
Then I'll take a look at half time and we'll ask him in the second half. But right now, let's get back to the action. Hartpury, 2 tries, they lead 15-3. The game's just slowed down in the last few minutes. What have been your impressions of the opening 26 minutes or so here, Tom?
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic start from Leeds. A couple of line breaks, looking very dangerous, couple of offloads. Number 7, Visser, looking very strong for Leeds. But then I think it was a bit of a momentum shift. And 2 tries from Hartpury. And things are looking good. But like I said, momentum has kind of flattened at the moment.
Oh, that scrum does look hard work this evening as Leeds Beckett look to run it from their own 22. Certainly not shy of confident ball carriers. Tom Williams, the latest at 13, to take on that red wall. There's Okafor again. Number 4.
Big boy, isn't he?
With the Quins line up, and there's Johan Visser, a little snipe himself. Oh, well watched there by the scrum half. He could have been caught there, and he was.
I think that's a little bit harsh. Ben George has kind of fallen to the floor there, and as he's fallen, he's kind of taken him. So I think that's slightly harsh to be high, but it was around the head, I suppose.
Let's take another look at this. Ben George in sweeping. It was a good chase from Leeds Beckett, and the chase hasn't been good for the 28 minutes. Speaking of good, look at that kick. Hartpury straight back into the Beckett 22.
Yeah, that's what we want as a forward pack. You tend to be able to pin the corners like that, give you a 5-metre line out. That's a great kick, and let's see if Hartpury can do some damage. Leeds have been defending the maul very well, actually.
Here's the captain, goes to the front this time. No contest from Beckett. Gone blind early, and Connor Lloyd having to come in on defensive duties there for Beckett. There's Boone.
Step back.
Alex Gibson. Dragged sideways towards the post. Wilson goes in upright, manages to find the floor. Beckett lined up on the 5-metre line. As Reeves has a go himself. Makes a metre or so. Caven. Lovely footwork from the 15. Tackled there by Tom Williams. They go blind once again. Southend's found himself on the wing a couple of times, and the passes haven't been the easiest to gather.
Yeah, great defence from Leeds there, and again dealt with the line out. The drive sacked Rob Fuller at the front, and then good defence forcing that error over the other side. So fair play to Leeds.
I think Hartpury guilty perhaps of going up in ones.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a few opportunities for a turnover there from Leeds, as I think we saw Reeves carrying up on his own with no one in support.
That is some lid on Dwayne Burrows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a bad one.
You see, it's not a bad one, goodness me.
Crouch!
He's wearing 13,
Blind.
but defending at 12 here. Are they playing left and right, or have they just swapped for the defensive scrum, do you think?
I think it'd just be for the defensive scrum.
Chamberlain with the tackle. Beckett win the penalty.
Red 10.
After making the tackle, Chamberlain not rolling away. And that'll be a bit of relief for Leeds, because they'll have spent more time in their 22 than they'd have liked as we approach the final 10 minutes of this first half. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti.
Line's yours, gents.
Here we go now. Chance for a Leeds attack.
We've got a score update from the other round 3 fixtures around the grounds. Bath currently trailing Nottingham Trent 10-17. Bath currently 2 games, 2 losses. They wouldn't want that to become 3. Nottingham Trent just the 1 fixture so far. That last minute win against Loughborough Students. Of course, the floodlights in Leeds let them down. So they're looking to make it 2 from 2 as Okafor goes forward.
Yeah, it's a great pick and go there. Good option.
Use! Get up, Harry!
And Exeter currently 14-7 to the good up in Durham as well. They're looking to bounce back from letting that victory go against Loughborough as Beckett come forward here. And Chester Duff with the carry on the right-hand side. He's got himself a little bit of space when he's had the opportunity to. Okafor again. He seems to be the one taking on the carries in the second row. Oh, lovely footwork. Oh, that could be trouble. Oh, the referee says safe. Well, we've seen those go the other way.
Oh, that's a great offload.
Beckett still coming here. Few metres short. They've not had many opportunities like this. There's the chip for the corner for space. It's 14 on 14.
Again, Leeds with a fantastic offload game. Breaking tackles and then giving that offload. That's where they're dangerous, and that's where Hartpury need to up their game slightly.
There's a free shot at it there. 32 minutes gone. First time for a while we've seen Leeds Beckett cut loose. Just look at that beautiful evening sky here at Hartpury. Lovely place to play rugby. We're glad you've joined us this evening for BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. This one of 4 fixtures live this evening. We brought you a couple of score updates. Remember, if you'd like to get involved, use the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. Join the conversation. Let us know what you've enjoyed. Let us know who you're supporting. You can follow us on all the social medias as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all there, so join the conversation. Referee there, just having a word with Captain Will Crane about the safety of the tackle. And he got away with one there, because very often we see the legs go up above the head and it's not quite such a happy ending.
Yeah, it's always a risky moment when you're picking up a player like that. But I think he brought him down safely, which is the main thing. So if you do tip, it's important that you bring them down safely, and I think that's why he's got away with that and without a card.
Well, we've had that changed. We had Exeter in the lead, but now we've got Durham 19, Exeter 7. Durham, of course, with that brilliant win against Bath. Friday Night Lights, live from the Rock. Durham 19, Exeter 7. Cardiff Met hosting Loughborough this evening as well. As soon as we get an update from that, we'll bring it to you.
On the 5, gents.
Cardiff University and Northumbria with the evening off.
Yeah, there we go. A huge opportunity for Leeds now to build a score back up and get back into this game.
Sorry, mate.
Well, they've got the line out in front of the coffee shop there.
Oh, there he is, Matt Gilbert, and his galloping barista coffee van.
He's a bit of a cult hero around these parts, isn't he?
Yes, yeah, Matt is. And actually, that's my flatmate there, having a swig of beer.
Enjoying the refreshments. Stay hydrated. Leeds Beckett looking to get back into this one. Gathered well by Adrian Wadden. Big Canadian second rower.
Away! 8 away, change the volume.
This time, it's Beckett's chance to have a go at the line. The Maul just starting to gather momentum.
and they've got the penalty advantage now.
6 around now.
Angus Southern sent on his way. Leeds Beckett just a couple of metres short. In search of their first try of the evening. It's close. There are Hartpury players there. The ball's down. The try's awarded. And Johan Visser opens his account. Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 8.
Yeah, it's a great try for Leeds. Like I said, momentum's changed, and Leeds get over when it really counted. That'll be massive for them and massive for their confidence now. Definitely the last 8 minutes to play of this half.
Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 8. Oh, it was right on the line.
Tip of the ball, I think, that.
Well, on the line is behind the line. And it's that man, Johan Visser.
Yeah, he's having a good game.
Well, as I mentioned, a little wink there as well. He's one of the men that Kerry Wood has highlighted as a potential star of BUCS Super Rugby. Speaking of Kerry Wood, there he is. Conor Lloyd, 1 from 1. Opened the scoring with that penalty. And his chance here, BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti to bring his team up to double figures. Lovely strike.
Yeah,
maintains his 100% record. Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 10.
Yeah, and as you see here, Leeds with a great driving maul, and they've got the penalty advantage. And like we said, that ball just on the line there, but ball's on the line, it counts.
Back underway. Gathered by Steph James, who clears that with aplomb. Steph James, one of the real stories of BUCS Super Rugby, actually. Began his fresher career with Leeds Beckett as a 4th team player. Came in at the end of last year, 3 BUCS Super Rugby games, got man of the match in every single one. So he's been a real find. He's the club captain this year as well.
That's great. Great to hear stories like that as well. Boys progressing through from 4s all the way up to the 1s. That's good to hear, and that's what university rugby is about. And I think you see that a lot at all unis now, which is good to see.
Well, it happens at Hartpury as well. And what I think it does show is that there are opportunities. If you come to university, if you get stuck into the culture, if you respond to the better coaching that you're getting as opposed to your secondary school team, then there is the chance to play this level.
Oh, 100%. And there's a few boys out there tonight that have played 3s, and I myself actually started in the 3s at Hartpury as well. Played my first year in there. So, yeah, like Ben George, he was playing, I think the first game he played last year was the 3s. Same with Harry Holland and Alex Gibson out there.
So did you come to, I suppose Hartpury were in National 1 when you came?
Yeah.
Did you come with an idea of getting in that National 1 side then, or were you just kind of, I love my rugby, I'll see how it goes?
Yeah, I think it was much more of that. I kind of came for a shot at rugby and just to see how it goes and how I get on. At the time, probably no aspirations to be playing in that National 1 side, but as things progressed, I think, yeah, definitely that's what I look for.
Leeds Beckett offloading out of the back door again. You've got Samuel Theron there in number 17. He's come on as a front row replacement. Caven takes his time and clears from inside the 22. Gone out pretty quickly as well, so Leeds Beckett with some more territory. And for a first half that Hartpury have had the lion's share of, I think they'll be disappointed to only be 5 points ahead.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit tighter now, and Leeds bring a lot more into their game, which is good to see. And I think Hartpury under a little bit more pressure.
You hide your bias incredibly well.
I'm trying to.
The last 6 fixtures since the
Great
inception
lineup
of BUCS Super Rugby, Hartpury have won 5, Beckett have won 1. But they've not all been as cut and dry as that. There've been a few last-minute winners, haven't there?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
No 7 around. Start using.
Again, good drive from Leeds. And a good line out from Conrad. Double tops.
It's gone forward. You can hear the groan of frustration there.
Oh, come on, calm down. 2 knock-ons.
Much a shot of the Leeds Beckett bench. They've got so much power to bring on. Toby Ademakin and Jide Ajay there. We spoke about the physicality before the game. They've got some real powerhouses, Leeds Beckett, and just in the last couple of minutes, we've seen them be able to impose that strength.
Yeah, definitely. Some big carries and starting to get over the gain line a lot more, which is definitely massive for Leeds to get back into this game.
Take that space, Eli. Eli.
It's been a good contest at the scrum as well. Good steady scrums, and I think we've only had one reset.
Hartpury with the put in here. 3 minutes to go in this first half. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti.
Bind.
Here's Kerry Wood,
Set.
head coach at Beckett.
Keep it on. Use. Get advantage. Look after ball.
Caven comes in looking for work and gets up over the halfway line. Good work there from the try scoring 15. Hands on it from Okafor, and he's won the penalty.
Yeah, it's a good turnover, and he's happy with that one.
The size on the bloke.
He's got to be one of the biggest players in BUCS Super Rugby, isn't he?
Certainly is.
Hey, next job. Come on.
Used that strength well there to get on Caven, who done well to make 5 or 6 more metres. Connor Lloyd fancies this. It's a long way out, bang on the halfway line, but this will bring Leeds Beckett to within 2.
Very, very interesting decision here. But if he gets it, closing the score down massively.
Well, during the warm-up, he knocked a couple over from this distance. Of course, doing it in the game environment, very, very different. This would be 10 unanswered points for Leeds Beckett as well. It would really tee us up for a tight second half. Here he is then, Connor Lloyd. 1 penalty, 1 conversion. This one just drops short. And the referee's seen enough, so half-time here. Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 10. Tom Pashley, your thoughts on that first 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a momentum shift on both teams, I think. Hartpury with some fantastic attacking plays and some good tries, and then that final last 20 minutes from Leeds was good, and showing a very, very dominant driving line out. But I'd say all to play for come this second half.
Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 10, half-time here, BUCS Super Rugby, presented by Yoti. And let's take this opportunity to thank our headline sponsors.
Because I had already set up from the app about 3 months ago actually when it first came to the island.
I really like how simple it was to use.
It's the kind of convenience we want in this modern age that we live in.
Like, you don't really want to carry your passport around on night out, you're always going to have a phone on you.
The convenience to be able to go up and get my phone and just scan a thing.
It's just easy, you have all your stuff in one place.
And it makes life a lot easier when you're trying to prove your age, and it's quite versatile as well.
Well, thank you once again to Yoti, the headline sponsors of BUCS Super Rugby. And there's the halftime score, Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 10. Let's take a look at some of the highlights then from an interesting first half. Hartpury with the 2 tries, Leeds Beckett with the 1. And this is a look at that first try again. Elias Caven with an unorthodox individual effort.
Yeah, it's a very sneaky try, this one from Elias. As you can see here, Xavier's carried it in and Elias has gone straight for the rip. And look, Lee's just absolutely confused about what's going on there, and Elias is just double checking there, the ref, and yeah, good try from Elias, good individual effort like you said.
Good refereeing as well, because he didn't give it straight away, had a chat with his assistant. And this was the second try. Well, where do we start with this? Look for a second like Leeds Beckett were going to launch an attack all of their own, but look at this shot.
Yeah, it's the Harry Holland shot we were talking about. Then he goes for pick and go.
And again, they carried on with the physicality. Xavier
There's a
Valentine
turn,
got turned over again. And from here on, it was vintage Hartpury.
Yeah, well, here we go. Great kick from Nathan there. Good vision there to see the space. And kicks him behind, and then a very, very clever kick from Benny. If you see him here, he's just getting away from Venables there to allow Reeves to go over. So, yeah, great work from Nathan and Ben.
Smart play by George. Jack Reeves getting the touchdown, but then Leeds Beckett found a foothold in the game. The pack started to show their strength, and this was good work from Johan Visser to get them back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, massively. And actually, Leeds dealt with Hartpury's driving line out very well. And as you can see here, Hartpury haven't managed to do the same. So in terms of driving lineouts, it's definitely 1-0 to Leeds.
And that was the finish. Those were all the tries. And the kicks added by Lloyd and Chamberlain respectively takes us to where we are now. Hartpury 15, Leeds Beckett 10. Of course, this is round number 3, 4 live matches this evening, but round 2 was very exciting indeed. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the matches last week. Parmain into the 22. Markham hanging around, little dab through to chase, it could be on here, and it is!
Feeds his 10, who feeds it wide. Is it going to go wide to the man who was on our lips just a moment ago? George Thomas! Morgan jersey, he who contributed 168 points last year in BUCS, has Met find a bit of space down wide. Eduardo Maloko on the chart, back through the tackle, and it's a try in the left-hand corner from nothing. Off your hands!
Not particularly steady footwork there from 8, but could that open it up here? Here's Ben Stevenson over the 10-metre line, looks inside, backs himself, and that's a good covering tackle from Partington. Numbers arrive. Welsh goes on his own, he's through! And Bath within 5 metres.
Penalty advantage, side entry.
Well, there's a penalty advantage coming, but it won't matter. That was round 2. Let's take a look at some of the scores from round 3. Bath 20-17 up against Nottingham Trent. What a fantastic match. Two teams who like to put some air on it. Nottingham Trent, of course, much improved from the team that finished bottom of the table last season. Cardiff Met 10-7 up against Loughborough as well. Loughborough with a narrow defeat to Trent, and that 17-all draw with Exeter as well. Hartpury, of course, 15-10 up here against Leeds Beckett, and Durham 19-21 behind against Exeter. So at half-time, all of the games 1 try or closer. Tom Pashley, there are some remarkable scores in this league every week, and that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, this just shows how competitive this league is, and how really any team can win on any day. And I think that's why this league is such an enjoyable league to not only play, but I think to watch as well.
Well, let's have a conversation about how enjoyable it is to play. Of course, you've moved on now. You've made some appearances on the bench for Hartpury in the Championship. Does it feel different in terms of the squad mentality between the Championship and BUCS?
I think it does, but I think that's mainly because of where you are. As obviously when you're in BUCS and you're in university, you see each other in the library, you see each other every day and around the university. Whereas obviously with the Championship side, a lot of people have jobs, and people are moving around, and once they've gone to training, they're off. So I think in terms of BUCS, you definitely see more of each other.
Well, I've been walking around campus today and I've seen a few of the players involved last year. Yourself, of course, Luke Stratford's been knocking about, and you two in particular have a lot less hair than the last time I saw you. But that's all for, I say a good cause, it is a good cause, but you're raising money. Tell the people at home a little bit about what that's all about.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sad story, but the RFC, so the Hartpury Championship captain, Rhys Oakley, was sadly diagnosed with cancer. So as a team, we all got together. I think there was over 40 of us. We've all shaved our head. So I think half the raise of the money goes to It's in the Bag charity, and half to Rhys's family. So that's why you'll see a few bald heads out there, and also a few of us with the longer hair. I think there was me, Dan Murphy, captain, and Des Merry, who also played in BUCS last year and is now with the RFC, as well as Morgan the physio. We actually donated our hair to the Little Princess Trust, which is a charity who make wigs for young children who have sadly lost their hair and going through a similar thing as Rhys. So I think it was obviously a good cause, and brought us very close as a team. And obviously wish Rhys all the best.
We certainly do. And you're still raising money as well. If people do want to donate, is it just as simple as Google searching Rhys Oakley fundraiser?
Yes, or obviously on our Twitter or on our Hartpury page. I'm pretty sure they'll be in the bios there, and it's just a Just Giving page on there. We're not doing too badly either, so we're over 10 grand at the moment. So,
well, fantastic stuff. And of course, everyone here at BUCS Super Rugby wishes Rhys and his family all the very best. Hopefully, all's well that ends well. You raise a lot of money, you bring a lot of people together, and everything is all right in the end. But let's come back to this one here. We can see some of the sports going on in the background. The floodlights are on, the stands full here at Hartpury, and the hosts are leading 15-10. We've seen close scores all around the grounds here. I think Hartpury will feel as though they had the better of that half, but Leeds Beckett can take a lot of positivity as well. They grew into the game, and they're only a score behind.
Yeah, massively. I think it's all for the taking now for either team going into the second half. Both showed some real confidence out there, and some passage of some really good play. So I think it's all to play for now in the second half.
Well, it was all smiles from the coaches there, Colin Stevens and Kerry Wood. But I think that's because they weren't on the pitch. Look at this welcome back here, the tight tunnel for Hartpury. Requiring 2 more tries for a bonus point, but I think at this point they'd just be happy with the win.
Yeah, massively. 4 points against Leeds is a good result at the end of the day. Or even obviously the other way around for Leeds.
BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. You join us for the second half. Let us know what you thought of the first. Use the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. You can of course stay in touch on Twitter and Instagram with all of the scores around the ground, and as we receive them we'll try and keep you updated as well. Hartpury attacking the try line to your right, the right of your screen in the second half. Elias Caven and Jack Reeves with the tries for Hartpury. Johan Visser with the score for Leeds Beckett. We're back in the way, another deep restart as well. And Beckett put boot to ball straight away. Fine touch though. Caven stood on the right wing. Finds his number 8 Wilson, gets his first carry and breaks his first tackle. Always a good feeling early in the half for a back rower to get a good carry in.
Yeah, they'll get him straight into the game for the second half.
Got the Hartpury bench and the supporters as well. 2s, 3s and 4s all away, but seems like a few clubmen have made their way back. Yeah, I would say they look smart, but a few of them look like they could learn how to iron.
Yeah, good tradition. Hartpury boys supporting from other teams will wear a shirt and tie, but yeah, like you said,
and a bit of nutrition going on the bench there as well.
go, Harry. There we go. Crunch. Bind. Set.
Well, they're starting to loosen up a little bit in the crowd as well. Real parity in that set scrum, though. Wilson just trying to add his weight to get it forward. Use it, says the referee. Johan Visser just a little bit too keen from the blind side.
7 purple.
Open side, should I say. But he is a live wire, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He's made a big impression in this game so far.
Suppose he's everything that you want from a good 7, because he seems to be at the heart of everything. He's a bit of a thorn in the side.
Yeah, exactly. He's shown a lot in attack and defence, and that's exactly what you want from your back row.
2.5 minutes gone. I'm giving you plenty of warning here, Tom. When the clock strikes 75 minutes, I'm going to ask you for the Yoti man of the match.
All right then. I'll keep my eyes open.
If it's a tight one, you don't have to choose it from the winning side. As we'll come back to that, because Hartpury have turned the ball over here, and it's another carry from Wilson towards the 22. Quick ball as well. Morich again. Just runs headlong into contact. It's Fuller.
Roll!
Over the gain line again. Oh, lovely dummy, and a good tackle there from Okafor. Conceded the penalty.
Yeah, that's great work from Nathan Chamberlain there. Be interesting to see what they go for here. I think we go for points. Yeah, he's going for points.
It takes them over a converted score ahead, and just chance to calm the nerves, of course. If you come away with points every time you visit the opponent's 22.
Oh, exactly. And I think that's definitely the right option there. Go 8 points clear, if he gets it.
It's Nathan Chamberlain. Involved with Scotland's under-18 side. In fact, he got man of the match against Wales, got 15 points to his name on that occasion. Quite a lot of people talking about him as well. He's very well thought of here, the young outside half. 4 minutes of the second half gone. It's a good chance to take Hartpury 8 points clear. And he makes no mistake. Hartpury 18, Leeds Beckett 10.
Yeah, I can imagine we'll see a bit of a response now from Leeds.
Well, the Hartpury faithful really finding their voice now.
Yeah, it's a great turnout for the crowd there. Not many spare seats.
James hoists that into the night sky, and what a take that is. William Lewin, rangy winger, stretches both arms up to take that one. And there's a carry from Visser into the 22. He's broken the tackle as well. Strength from the young South African, brought down 5 metres short under the sticks. You said there'd be a response from Leeds Beckett here, and there is, but they've closed down Okafor there. Chopped him well, but he's still going. Now he's told to release. Williams finds Johnny Teague.
Tackle!
Hartpury having to cover here.
Great chop there from Will Crane. This is the response we were talking about from Leeds.
Certainly is. 3 men in that collision. It's good quick ball as well. Oh, and a good shot there. 13 on 13. Burrows on Williams. Slowed things down slightly as well. Visser goes once more on his own. Okafor. Beckett take the ball right, dummy from the scrum half, and Connor Lloyd, the captain, goes under the sticks.
Well, we've got a hell of a game on our hands now. Well, fair play to Leeds. I said about the reaction, and that's exactly what they came. That's a fantastic kickoff, which started that whole play there, and ended up with the try. So excellent work there from Leeds, and it's become a very tight game now.
Certainly has. Watch Connor Lloyd here. Spots the mismatch. And even has the arrogance to step someone over the try line as well.
Yeah, that's a great snipe and a cheeky little step in the score zone.
And it is a 1-point ball game. Well, let's see Kerry Wood's view of this as Lloyd goes under the sticks. Understated. But the Leeds Beckett captain takes his personal tally to 12 points. 47 minutes gone here. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. And we have a game on our hands. Hartpury 18, Leeds Beckett 17.
And that's not great for Hartpury, and Leeds will be very happy about that. That's a very easy out.
Well, it's not the response that Hartpury wanted. After Leeds Beckett got exactly the response that they wanted.
Will Crane there just on one knee, but it's nothing too serious.
Crane, of course, the captain. Found out before the match that during away games, well, there are some people excited down there in front of us, a group of spectators in high vis. Although, judging by what they're up to, I don't think they're security. But Sean Lynn was telling me that Will Crane writes a quiz for the boys every away trip.
Yeah, that is a big tradition that we have. On the way back, Will goes to the front of the bus, we all get into our teams, and we have a big quiz. We have music rounds, general knowledge, geography, the lot. And I'm not going to lie, he's a fantastic quiz master, Will Crane.
Maybe as the season progresses here in BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti, we might have to get him to do a quiz as part of the social media. But there he is, back on 2 feet and ready to pack down after the restart went long from Hartpury.
There's a quiz master.
I'm intrigued now.
You'll have to join us, Dave, on an away trip.
I haven't got the knowledge. Especially these days, you've got to remember I'm a great deal older than you, so the music rounds will be over my head, to say the least.
Bind!
I made the mistake of putting Radio 1 on the other day. I thought I'd gone to another planet.
Radio 2 now, is it?
4, 5 live.
Oh, wow.
Here's Conor Lloyd, the captain, the try scorer. And Leeds Beckett really with a bit between their teeth now. There's Lewin. Remember, it was his take from the restart that got Beckett moving forward. And ultimately to within 1 point. That's been ripped.
Circulate on the floor, playing the ball.
Three times now Leeds have been ripped in the contact area.
Well, this back and forth. Here's a score uptake. Loughborough have levelled things at Cardiff Met. 10-10.
Liney, let's go.
Well, they had a tight one there in the quarter-final last year. Cardiff Met dominated most of the match, but Loughborough stuck around for quite a long time before ultimately they pulled away. They had to dispatch Bath in the semi-final before pushing Tom Pashley's Hartpury all the way at Twickenham.
It's another good kick from Nathan there. And that's Jordan Liney on for Will Crane in his first line out.
Jordan Liney, one of these BUCS players who's been involved with Hartpury for quite some time, was involved with the Ace setup. I watched Hartpury Ace 60 points on Exeter this afternoon.
That's a great throw, and that's a much better drive from Hartpury.
No, change of ball, you're right. Keep it up.
Wilson takes over from Liney at the back.
Once 9.
Beckett attempting to disrupt here. Where's that ball? Eventually it goes to ground. Another penalty to Hartpury.
You all can't dive on after.
Bath 25-17 up against Trent.
Dive over.
Some game down there as well. Do you know, every week we look at the fixtures and think, oh goodness me, that's a good game.
Like I said, it's a competitive league, and well, every game's a good game, isn't it?
Certainly is. Who are your favourite teams to play against? Or is that a silly question because they were all hard?
Oh, that's a very tough question. I think one of the ones I could get up for the most is probably an Exeter game. got a lot of respect for Exeter, and I think there's a lot of mutual respect there. But that was always a big game.
Well, it was an absolute thriller here. Was it early February where sort of the turning point for your season, wasn't it? Where you won late. Now that was one of the games where we gave the man of the match to an Exeter player. Then Hartpury decided to win it with a minute to go. So I'm not saying that's going to happen today.
I believe that was Simon Linsell as well.
Certainly was, yeah.
Exeter's captain, who's now at Hartpury, captain of the RFC.
Here's Chamberlain. Oh, he's hit the post. The ball's still alive, of course, and a great chase as well. So Leeds Beckett escape on the scoreboard, but now they've got to escape from the 22.
Use it!
Didn't look the cleanest of strikes from Chamberlain. The scoreboard remains unchanged. Still Hartpury 18, Beckett 17. Got a line out in a good position here for the hosts. Well, a let off there in a sense for Beckett, but we've still got some work to do here. Did you see that Harlequins try in the week?
Yeah, Joe Marchant. I was just about to mention that actually. Saying Irvin was a little bit quicker and he could have done the same thing.
Let's go! Let's go!
Absolute gymnast.
No three!
Here's Liney at the back again, having a look at the blind side, and once again Harry Wilson arrives late. Fuller's in there as well.
Let go 9!
Drivers certainly look stronger in the second half for Hartpury, but now Beckett can respond. Look at Okafor there.
Fantastic work from Okafor there. As well from him, talking to the referee, telling him, am I legal, am I legal? Talking to the ref, that's really good work from him there.
Well, a few big trucks smiling at each other there. Well, we don't see this very often in BUCS Super Rugby. All the while, Toby Francis, the Beckett 6, is getting some medical attention.
Yeah, you don't like to see that.
No. Well, so often there's absolutely nothing in it.
Exactly, yeah. I'm sure nothing serious happened there either, but
half a dozen players from each team speed walking towards it because they don't want to be the ones that are caught on the outside.
Yeah. Once one's in, a lot of the time everyone else joins in. Rob Fuller in the middle of that. Rumours actually that Rob Fuller might be making a trip over to India after Christmas for a bit of rugby, but might just be rumours.
India for rugby?
Yeah, I'll have to speak to him about that one a bit more though.
Certainly will. Just making a note of that. Rob Fuller, India.
So what I've got is a purple penalty, red 16 and red, and purple 9, both red card. Anything to add? Nothing to add.
Well, we thought there was nothing in it. However, the referee was a lot closer than us. I think we're going to see some action.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this at all.
Gents, I need a new captain. No, I need a new captain.
Well, the referee said he's going to need a new captain.
Oh, gents, clear purple penalty, red has got up and taken exception. These two after, now I've dealt with pencil both of them to the face. It's a red card for the both of you. Off you go.
Well, Jordan Liney and Connor Lloyd, the two Welshmen, have been given their marching orders.
Gents, take a minute, over there.
Well, who will that affect the most? Connor Lloyd, of course, he's got up over 100 points today. He's got 12 points, he's got a try. He's the team's captain, but both are now going to end the game with 14 men. Of course, Jordan Liney has only just come on at hooker as well. He's had a real impact at the back of that maul since. Well, Tom Pashley, it's never boring.
No, it's not. I wasn't expecting that double red card, but it's made the game that slightly a little bit more interesting.
And not the best clearance kick from Leeds Beckett from the penalty. Well, I was talking to Joe Burns. Many of you BUCS Super Rugby fans will be familiar with Joe. about red cards in BUCS Super Rugby, and I can't remember one, and he couldn't either. So we might have had a first, but certainly not a positive one. Connor Lloyd and Jordan Liney given their marching orders.
2 as well. If that's the case, that'll be an interesting one for the Fat Book.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! The pressure!
I can't actually tell you a red card. It was Hartpury away to Cardiff Met. Rob Fuller, high tackle. I won't forget that one. Played the rest of the game with 14 men.
Rob Fuller of Indian rugby fame.
Loves the high tackle.
And of all the teams to get someone sent off against Cardiff Met, not ideal.
No, not at all.
Let's see if we can catch where the action happened. You're looking for 9 purple and 16 red. If Will Crane's injured,
uncontested.
And there we have confirmation from the referee, uncontested scrums.
And on a second look at that, it does look maybe a bit worse than what we first said.
Well, originally we were looking at the 2 second rowers, weren't we?
That's why we went off with a neck injury. The second hook has been red card. We're waiting because you want to make a change.
So it'll be interesting to see what Hartpury do here with who they're going to put at hooker. With an uncontested scrum and no one to throw in the line out.
No, you're not. Come on. Gents, anyone can go there.
In a captain's position, if this had happened to you last year and you'd lost a hooker, what would you have done?
I think I'd bring a back row in. Well, they said here they've gone for...
Bind, set.
Yeah, good option. They've gone for second row.
Stay on 7. Thank you.
And now the scrum comes nothing more than a way to get backs on backs and restart the game. Oh, and Leeds Beckett have responded. The ball has bounced their way. It's a race for the corner. The tackle comes in, but it's no good. Tom Williams puts Leeds Beckett into the lead.
Yeah, that's a great try. A great try for Leeds, and unlucky for Hartpury there.
Well, sometimes it is the bounce of the ball. We talked about the scrum getting backs on backs. Well, that suited Beckett there. The kick came through, bounced beautifully into the bread basket. And as soon as they got the space, they put the gas on. Kick into space there from Stephen James.
Yeah, that was a lovely kick.
Nightmare for Elias.
And a great support line.
But having criticised the Leeds Beckett chase in the first half, it was perfect in the second. Tom Williams over the whitewash, and Leeds Beckett into the lead for the first time since Connor Lloyd opened the scoring. It's 22-18.
You got 40 seconds.
Well, after being told that he's got 40 seconds, he's definitely going to use them.
Stephen James, the club captain, now on kicking duty in Connor Lloyd's absence. He got a try last week in the Leeds varsity. And that one closer to the corner flag than the posts, and it remains Leeds Beckett 22, Hartpury 18. We were talking about Hartpury needing 2 tries for a bonus point. Leeds Beckett now need only 1. 20 minutes to go. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti, and again the live match is an absolute thriller.
Time.
Let's go out. Get up, Hayden.
And a safer option on the restart this time, but straight down the throat of Johnny Teague, who runs into Luke Boone.
Swap, reverse, swap.
Again, letting the ball bounce. That's where Hartpury came unstuck last time, but Chamberlain gets a good bounce this time.
Yeah, good carry from Harry Wilson.
And how Hartpury respond. Jack Reeves there, finding the floor.
No.
Toby Venner's on as well. Ben George.
You're on the floor out the game. You can't play the ball.
Collier, we heard from him at the top of the show. He's on in place of Connor Lloyd. It's not traditionally a scrum half. Plays most of his rugby at centre or 10. And Leeds Beckett really taking their time here, as they did for the conversion.
Let's go.
Hartpury getting a hand on that, and it's come back their way as well. Harry Holland picking it up at the back of the line.
Yeah, good pressure there from Angus Southern in the line out. And again, another big carry from Robbie Smith. Makes a lot of yards in each of his carries. But it looks like he's out of touch there.
No.
He's been taken into touch again, John Okafor, at the start of it. And there's a bit of needle out there now.
Yeah, tempo's running a bit here.
Well, he got bundled into touch on that occasion, but both wingers, Smith and Murich, have really looked for work in this Hartpury side.
Oh yeah, massively. Both very strong ball carriers, and I think they've shown that today.
Just step out.
Conrad Cade has been pretty good with his darts. John Okafor takes it this time. A tiny bit of breeze just picking up here for the first time in the match. Leeds Beckett coming marching forward again here.
Change of mind.
There's Okafor with the ball at the back, and 10 metres made with the drive here for Beckett, starting to impose themselves. Penalty advantage. Hartpury, of course, a player short as Okafor gets picked up, gets the offload away, but the referee will take them back for the penalty.
Side entry.
Another successful drive there for Leeds. Getting the penalty, that's exactly what they want from that. Now the kick to the corner, big advantage there, and will they use their drive again?
There's Sean Lynn. He's got some thinking to do as Hartpury's head coach. Stephen James finds touch. I think he kicked that straight into the broadcast truck as well then. Leeds Beckett building momentum here and doing it very much at their own pace as well. And as I say that,
Strong call.
They make the mistake and Hartpury have the chance to exit. Of course, this will be an uncontested scrum. Again, what's the call here? Do you put a shoe on it?
Yeah, I think you've got to get out. You've got to get out of this territory here, and that's a very easy out there for Hartpury, and Leeds will be very disappointed with that. But exactly, they know they're not. At least they know they're not going to lose the ball at this scrum.
Bind. Set.
Well, Hartpury have made a change at scrum half as well.
Timing.
Joe Margits, where number 22 comes on. Chamberlain clears, but only just 5 or so metres outside the 22. Leeds Beckett have the chance to come again. Remember, their last visit here was a 35-23 victory. Hartpury ring the changes again. Luke Boone making way in the front row, replaced by Francois Pelser.
Hold. Still waiting for the sub.
I think that might actually be Nick English. Maybe wearing the wrong number.
Well corrected.
More. Yes.
Beckett again.
1-9 stationary. Use.
Better from Hartpury there.
Much better from Hartpury, but a good line there from Chester Duff.
Good strong carry there from Chester.
And the winger coming in looking for work. Steph James managing to hold on to that. Wasn't clean, it spilt out the side, but no one from Hartpury can get on that. Leeds Beckett can come again.
Hold.
Collier.
Roll red!
Approaching the final 15 minutes here. BUCS Super Rugby presented by UT. Collier can go under the sticks here. Lovely footwork for the replacement 9. Oh, that's a fantastic try.
Yeah, Collier with some fantastic feet there.
Harry Collier came on to replace the red-carded Connor Lloyd, and he's made an impression on this match outside the 22. Steps off the left foot. And that's a bonus point for Beckett. Again, spotted the two big forwards there. Knew he had the pace. Got inside his opposite number, Joe Margits. And it's Beckett 27, Hartpury 18. '27 becomes 29.
Yes. Calm down, Ken.
Leeds Beckett with a guaranteed bonus point. Let's take another look at this. Just opened up for him. Still had some work to do though. Good footwork to get around Margits. An 11-point lead. And what a turnaround here at Hartpury.
Use! Step, gents.
Got some more score updates coming from around the grounds here. It's Hartpury to get back into this. They've had a quiet 15 minutes and haven't really been in the game since the red card. There's Venner.
Tackle! 4 round.
That's a great tackle there from the big second row.
Good shot as well.
Good carry there from Maiden in there.
Tackle
That's his
release!
first tackle.
It's Venner, replacement scrum half. Little short ball there, sending Harry Wilson through again. Bath 25-17 up on Nottingham Trent, looking for their first victory in Super Rugby as Burrows lives up to his name and goes forward. Cardiff Met 18-10 up to Loughborough. Remember, that was 10-all, so an unconverted try and a penalty put Cardiff Met 8 points to the good. The Durham 22, Exeter 21. What a game that's turning into up north. Heck of an away trip that, you know. It's Kelland for Hartpury.
At the back.
Harry Wilson again held up by Okafor.
Gents, head injury and blood. Guns off.
Yeah, that's Rob Fuller down there with a head injury. Or maybe not.
Yeah, sir. Can I have 5 minutes?
Well, the doctor on.
Doctor's here as well to help.
Remember, on 75 minutes, Tom, I'm going to ask you for the Yoti man of the match. Do stick with us post-match as well. We bring you live reaction from the winning coach and interviewing the man of the match as well. Let's take another look at the 2 red cards. It all started with that brilliant turnover from John Okafor. And there was a push there. Keep your eye on the purple 9, Connor Lloyd. He's just out of shot at the moment. Where did the punch come in?
He's done. It's just a straight sub.
He's pushing and shoving all over the place.
It's in line with the
It's Connor Lloyd. He's actually out of the shot. He's been shoved out by the big forward, so he must have done the damage in the middle.
Yeah, hard to see.
Say again.
Well, we've got a blood bin, so that'll be a straight sub for the last 12 minutes or so. Tough old league. It's been a real physical battle again.
Here,
Yeah.
please.
Like I said, what you expect with Leeds, a very physical team. And as you can see, it's been a very physical battle today.
Hartpury 18, Leeds Beckett 29. On our clock, just over 12 minutes to go. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti, but our clock isn't linked in with the referees. It's only an approximation. It's usually pretty close though. If your team's winning when the clock goes red, don't get too excited, because there might be time to go. Goodness me, that is some blood injury.
He looks all right though. He's still smiling. It's good to see.
A little bit too much in my opinion.
He's enjoying it, I think.
Well, that makes one of us. Here come Hartpury in desperate need of a 7-pointer. Harry Wilson's really stepped up in the last couple of minutes. 3 big carries from him. There's Moorich again, trying to go around the outside. Powerful ball carrier gets through. Has he got an offload? And Nobody finds the ground. There's purple hands on that. And a penalty to Hartpury.
Yeah, great work from Uric there.
16
Great carry, and then wins a penalty as well.
Well, he's found himself in the starting lineup. He wasn't involved with the squad last week. But he is a real live wire, and Hartpury opting for the scrum here. Uncontested, remember. And Leeds Beckett bringing the second rower into the front row too.
Crouch!
They look young.
Set.
Big moments in the grand scheme of things here.
Great tackle.
Down! Maul!
Robbie Smith going looking for work. Here's a maul. It's going forward from Hartpury, but where's the ball?
Yeah, Leeds read that defense, read that attack very well. Great tackles, held him up.
Still moving, 5 metres short. And Leeds Beckett.
Yeah, that's great. That's great defence from Leeds, to be fair to them. Read the pass there to Robbie Smith, who couldn't do much about that.
Hartpury needing 2 scores. But Leeds Beckett have their number at the moment.
Wind up, gents.
This a fantastic BUCS Super Rugby response after being beaten quite comfortably by Exeter. 43-19, conceding 7 tries in the process. Ball stays in field and Caven fields it. It's a good chase as well. It's gone forward too.
First defence, red knock on.
Well, this has been a wonderful response from Leeds Beckett. They conceded 15 unanswered points in the first half to go 15-3 down.
Let's go, Francois! Upward, let's go.
Since 15-3, it is 26-5. 26-3, should I say. Mental arithmetic letting me down. Either way, it's been some comeback from Leeds Beckett. And we're into the final 10 minutes here. BUCS Super Rugby presented by Yoti. And in a few minutes' time, Tom, I'm going to ask you for the Yoti man of the match.
I think I've got an idea.
Here's Dante. Van Merwe breaks the tackle. Not been many missed tackles today from Hartpury. Another score here from Beckett would surely bury it. Again, it's been a little bit scrappy, isn't it?
Yeah, we've seen that a few times today, actually. A few little knock-ons and people getting stripped of the ball. That's a good tackle here from Jack Johnson. Good covering tackle.
Well, needed that. Again, the clock's off here, but everything seems to be taking an eternity, doesn't it? So we've got the player down receiving treatment.
Yeah, that's Conrad. He's played well today. He's had some good line-outs, some good darts. A good round the park.
Let us know what you think of this one. Remember, social media using the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. Into the final 7 minutes here of this one. One of 4 live matches this evening. We'll be bringing you at least 1 match a week throughout every round of fixtures here, right up until the final at Twickenham. And some weeks, like last week, we'll be bringing you 2, a Wednesday and a Friday. It was the Cardiff derby last Wednesday. We brought you Bath versus Durham from the Rock on Friday night as well. Plenty of rugby for you to enjoy. Still 7 minutes here of Hartpury. Got something in the tank. Again, it's Muric trying to go around the outside. again manages to win the collision and set the ball up. He is some strong ball carrier, the Belgian. Southern shovels that onto Kelland, who takes them up to the 10-metre line again with the purple hands in there. They've been much improved in the second half of Leeds Beckett. Mack in there with hands on. For Beckett, it's been picked off. This could be the ball game. Chester Duff racing for the line to bury it for Leeds Beckett, and that is exactly what he does.
Yeah, that's outstanding work from Chester Duff there, and I think we can say could be the game there for Leeds.
Leeds Beckett 34, Hartpury 18. Hartpury pushing and pushing, but Chester Duff, he's had an excellent game actually. He's made meters all day, but it's so flat here. He reads it, snaffles it, and then just pins his ears back. That is a strong finish from the right winger.
Yeah, he's read that very well.
Leeds Beckett 34, Hartpury 18.
From the same town, me and Chester, back home.
Which is?
Eastbourne.
A very warm welcome
Sussex.
To all of our Sussex Mafia. Big up Eastbourne.
Yeah, and the 12 o'clock boys who I'm sure are listening or watching.
Stephen James to take them up to 36. Well, we can see why Connor Lloyd's usually on kicking duty. Well, with 5 minutes to go, albeit the result pretty much secure here. Tease us first. Let us know a few of the candidates for the OT Man of the Match, Tom, before telling us who it is.
Yeah, there's been a few, some very good performances. The couple for Hartpury, Nathan Chamberlain, I think number 10, has been particularly good. And obviously our two wingers, Robbie Smith and Irvin Murick. You can see him there making a tackle number 8. And then for Leeds, like I said, Conrad's been playing well. Number 7, Visser and Chester Duff, who scored. But the OT Man of the Match for today is John Okafor, number 4 for Leeds. He's put in some good tackles, and he's done a lot of work in terms of that Leeds maul there.
Well, here we go. Hartpury not quite giving up yet. As that one's gone forward, he'll be making his way towards the scrum. The OT Man of the Match, John Okafor. He has been a giant, both literally and figuratively.
Yeah, like I said, is probably not. Don't see it much, but his work in the line-out D and in the maul has been class today, and he's been getting around the park very well. I've seen big carries and some big tackles from him. So, well,
congratulations! He will be receiving the OT Man of the Match plaque at the end. We'll be grabbing a word with him as well as a chat with the winning coach, Kerry Wood. A few minutes to go here. But after a very good opening 40 minutes, Hartpury been quite soundly beaten here. Erin Murich once again goes looking for work. And there is the man of the match. The Southern getting the better of him on that occasion, though. I'm surprised to see Irvin Murich involved too.
He had a good impact since he's come on.
Get off the line!
Scrum advance to Joey. 19 high.
Come on. Face.
Nice tackle there from Burnett. Second half substitute back rower.
Hey, come on, boys. Come on. Find the line, Willis. Heads up.
And it is another victory in Hartpury for Leeds Beckett. So that'll mean they've won 2 of the last 7, both of them coming here. And it's not a happy hunting ground for many teams.
I'm not sure what it's like coming here, but I know what it's like going to other places, and Leeds is also a very hard place to go. So, yeah, Leeds will be very happy with this victory.
Certainly is. So in terms of you personally, of course, you're still involved here with the championship side. But I believe you've decided that teaching's a good idea, and that's what you're pursuing.
Yeah, so currently now Worcester University doing my PGCE in PE secondary. So yeah, that's what we're working to at the moment.
They're not attempting to get you to turn out for them, are they? I believe you had a game this afternoon as well. I'm not saying you were late for the broadcast, but you had other duties. How did your team get on?
Yeah, we had a fixture away, and yeah, sadly we had a quite heavy defeat. I think it was 65-5.
To be honest, having played for Hartpury so long, that's a taste of your own medicine. So.
I've lost a fair few of my time.
And Hartpury going to be on the end of one here. Leeds Beckett 34-18 to the good. Couple of minutes remaining. And Hartpury finish with a flourish.
Well, great handoff there. And another.
And Reeves has actually had a good 80 minutes here in that 12 jersey. Of course, it was a new midfield partnership for Hartpury, Reeves and Burrows. Neither of them involved last week.
Yeah, Nick Carpenter sadly getting an injury last week, which puts him out of the selection for this week.
Of course, Hartpury went in 15-10 to the good at half-time, but there were signs, weren't there, that Leeds Beckett were just starting to get back into this one.
Yeah, 100%. Leeds looking dangerous a lot throughout the game, and they've proved that here. Like I said, driving line out worked well.
Into the final throws here then. All eyes on the referee. He's made some big decisions today. 2 red cards. And there's Johan Visser taking the carry. He's made an impression today as well. Expect him to make a big impact on this league from open side flanker. Dropped off the toes for Steph James.
Let's go.
So Leeds Beckett get their first BUCS Super Rugby win of the season. And that'll be a relief to them as well. Did a poll before the match. The supporters of BUCS Super Rugby, 66% of them said that Hartpury were going to win this one. Always great to have the fans involved as Hartpury look to finish with a flourish, and they might just do it as well. Robbie Smith there, brought down pretty much on the line. Southen.
They've got the 10 advantage here, Hartpury.
This could well be the last play of the game. Ben Kelland worked tirelessly in the engine room.
Well, has he got through? Toby Werner spotting a gap there. And a quick pick and go from Aidan.
Has he got that down?
I think he's lost it if he has.
Going back for the penalty. Our clock's now red. The clock inside the stadium has a minute to go, but neither are linked in with the referee. Once again, a little bit of additional needle there.
Yeah, I think Hartpury probably just frustrated at what's going on.
That's certainly understandable. And another blood bin here for Leeds Beckett. They're going to leave with 5 points, but they've certainly been in a game here against Hartpury.
Yeah, they'll be feeling that one tomorrow morning for sure.
And the scoreline's 18-34, but I think it's been a better game than that.
Yeah, it feels like it's been a lot closer. I think it's the last 15 really where Leeds have come away with it, but for the whole game it's been an extremely close game from both sides. So an enjoyable live stream, I'm sure, for you all at home.
Well, hopefully you had enjoyed it. Remember, you can join us throughout the season every Wednesday, right up until the 19th of December. Then, of course, we have a Christmas break, as the students have a Christmas break, and we'll be back at the end of January. G-Day Ajay coming on for the last few seconds. Hartpury with an uncontested scrum.
Time on. Offside 12. Crouch. Bind. Set. 4 stay bound.
Oh, lovely hands from Hartpury.
Great play.
Robbie Smith gets the try. Won't be enough for a bonus point.
Nice move there from Hartpury, and good to see Robbie Smith get on the score sheet.
Well, there's still time in this, you know.
Lovely little pull back there from Joe Margetts, and a great line there from Robbie Smith.
Well, 25-34. Smith with the score, and the referee not blowing the full-time whistle, so they might fancy a losing bonus point here, Hartpury. First things first, they've got to get the ball back. 59 points between the two teams. It is never boring here in BUCS Super Rugby, presented by Yoti. That's the take there by Wilson. Another contender for man of the match as Muric gets around another couple of defenders. If anything, he goes one too far because it allows Leeds Beckett to get the hands in. They've gone quickly. Again, Wilson must be running on fumes.
Margetts there spinning out of a tackle. Great feet, Joe Margetts.
Dummy there from Chamberlain.
Chamberlain. I think that'll go on his highlights reel. We won't be doing that very often.
There's the man of the match, Okafor, out to the line as he left a gap. Not yet. Here's Irvin Muric looking to go around the outside. He's up to the 22. Well, an interesting end here. A try-scoring bonus point still up for grabs for Hartpury.
Tackle. Offside.
This bonus points rule really does mean we have to play to the end here. A great addition. The offload there. Hartpury throwing caution to the wind. Clock in the stadium now down to 0. Oh, it's gone forward. And that is full time. The referee's seen enough. And Leeds Beckett get off the mark. Full time here, BUCS Super Rugby, presented by Yoti. And it is a bonus point win at Hartpury for Leeds Beckett. 34-25, the full-time score. There's the man of the match right in the middle of your shot there, John Okafor. What an 80 minutes he had. Tom Pashley, as a Hartpury man, that's a disappointing result for you, but as a BUCS Super Rugby fan, another fantastic exhibition.
Yeah, obviously sad to see Hartpury lose that one, but fair play to Leeds. Outstanding game, and like we said, another fantastic BUCS Super Rugby game. Game only goes stronger in this league, and that's another a very strong game there.
Leeds Beckett 34, Hartpury 25. We'll be getting more post-match thoughts from Tom Pashley, as well as hearing from Kerry Wood and John Okafor. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of another fascinating match. From the very beginning, the score was opened by Connor Lloyd, and then Elias Caven stole in. And at that point, when the second try went over, started with that massive hit there from Harry Holland. It looked as though Hartpury could run away with this.
Yeah, I think maybe they got a bit complacent, Hartpury. Maybe a bit too confident that they were ahead, but yeah, fair play to Leeds.
Well, this was the second score. It came from that Harry Holland kick. Then it was brought forward by Chamberlain. Lovely kick, and look at that chase from Ben George, experienced BUCS scrum half. Lovely touch from him as well. And some smart play, just ushering Venables out of the way.
Keeping him out there.
And it was Jack Reeves who got over the line. This was the score that got Leeds Beckett back into it. Johan Visser, watch him there, he's on the right-hand side of that maul. Great leg drive. Just about grazing the try line. Referee in a great position. Just another look at that. And there were a couple of kicks which brought us to half-time. Hartpury 15-10 to the good. But after the break, Leeds Beckett really did find their rhythm. For the first time this season, they stopped making the mistakes. Connor Lloyd, the captain, lovely footwork there. And the arrogance to go round the man, dotted down under the sticks, of course, Had he not been red carded, he could have been a contender for man of the match.
yeah, I think you're completely right there. He had a great game. And that's a lovely try with a lovely step.
So this is the incident. This turned the match on its head, really. Hartpury were going forward. John Okafor there.
Yeah, that's outstanding work from John there. And then we see the afters.
I'm going to keep my eye on this again. There is Conor Lloyd, bang in the middle.
Number 16 as well, Jordan Liney.
Jordan Liney. Where did
Can't
it
seem
happen?
to keep him, an eye on him at all. Must be right in the middle there, but we can't actually see.
Well, the referee was very, very certain in the decision that he made. And it was as a direct result of that, the scrums went uncontested because Will Crane's injured. Hopefully that's not too serious, but the kick sat up perfectly.
Yeah, that's a lovely kick and a lucky bounce, but a great pick up and a great offload. And a good finish in the corner there.
Irvin Murick giving chase, but not quite able to get involved on this occasion successfully. And from then on, it was pretty much all Leeds Beckett, the dummy there from Harry Collier. Substitute who came on for the red-carded Conor Lloyd.
Yeah, that's very smart play from him there. Just sees the space. Big hole there. Great dummy. And then steps through.
And it's easy to criticise the fullback there, but so difficult to defend somebody running at that kind of pace.
When you're left in a lot of space like that, it's very, very difficult to defend. I don't like finding myself out there.
Then Chesterduff snatched this one. Checked over, the chase came on from Margetts, but couldn't get anywhere near him. Again, so difficult. Great awareness by Duff. And this was the final score of the match for Hartpury. Kept it alive right to the final whistle when they were in search of that bonus point score. But it wasn't to be. And full time, Hartpury 25, Leeds Beckett 34. Well, I did mention that we brought you 2 live matches last week. The Cardiff derby was on Wednesday, but it was under the lights at the Rock on Friday. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from Durham versus Bath. Just joining us, the only score coming off the boot of Tom Catterick. He's 1 from 2. This one's gone long again. It's an overthrow. Again, it's been snaffled by Bath, but that's been knocked forward. Now will broken play benefit the home team? Suggestion of a high tackle. I think the referee's playing advantage here. Yes, he is. So a free shot at it here for Durham. Parmain into the 22. It's Markham hanging around. Little dab through to chase. It could be on here. And it is! Miles Ralston-Rudd chases the kick. He's had a great 15 minutes. And he's capped it off with a 5-pointer. Durham 8, Bath 0.
As I said, play in the right area of the pitch, and then obviously play from there.
This has been intercepted as well. Paddy McJewell for the corner. It's 2 tries in 2 minutes, and Durham are in complete control.
Well, look at that then. Bit of pressure from the box kick, and then obviously pounce on a drop ball, and Paddy there backs up a good kick on the first try, and he can dot down one from his own.
Try's been awarded by the referee. Finally an opportunity for Bath. And it is Jack Davis making up for that error with his first try of the season. Durham 17, Bath 5. Working very well here. Very well indeed. Ben Foles is out of the action. And Bath within 5 metres.
Penalty advantage, side entry.
Well, there's a penalty advantage coming, but it won't matter. It won't matter at all. Bath 2 scores in quick succession. Lovely break there from Johnston. Score a good try if you give him the chance to. McJewell for his second. Magical footwork from the outside half. That is absolutely splendid. It was a lovely support line from Chris Johnston, stuck on the shoulder. McJewell gave the Bath defence the eyes, and by the time they realised he was gone, it was too late. Durham 22, Bath 14, and that's a special finish from the standoff.
Oh yeah, big change in the tide now, because obviously Bath had the upper hand in the last 5 to 10 minutes, and now with Chris Johnston's mini break, and then Paddy to finish it. Great finish.
Just keep your eye on that clock because it's 8 minutes till you need to pick a man of the match. Jacob Collin feeds and everyone else makes some not particularly steady footwork there from 8, but could that open it up here? Here's Ben Stevenson over the 10-metre line, looks inside, backs himself, and that's a good covering tackle from Partington. Numbers arrive. Welsh goes on his own, he's through! And Matt Welsh takes Durham up to 30. Well, we've spoken so much about Miles Rawson-Rudd, but Matt Welsh has had a great game in the 13 jersey, and is that the score that puts this one out of sight for Durham? It guarantees the bonus point. It's Durham 30, Bath 17.
Well, if we look at the replay, it's great set piece play off first phase, getting to Ben Stevenson, the wheels on the outside. Try backs himself, and then Matt Welsh makes the read, as we can see here.
Well, it was scrappy at the back of the scrum. A lovely pass there to put Stevenson into space. Quick hands from Welsh. Who's the first one there? Charlie Wilson. No one on the blind side here.
It's a great read from Matt Welsh.
The guilty party there. Big second row substitute. Talked about building the culture, talked about wiping the slate clean. This has been a fantastic start.
Yeah, obviously don't speak too soon, but it has been a great start.
Here come Bath. This could set up a grandstand finish. This is where they have the action. Keep your eye on Arthur Cornwell, number 17. He's there in the back, adding his weight. Penalty try. 30-24. The referee goes under the sticks.
Number 20. Number 20.
Josh Basham, the guilty party. He's being called over by the referee here, Josh Basham. Oh, goodness me. Durham are going to end this match with 13 on the park. Well, Durham currently down to 12 players as somebody's getting medical attention as well. Oh, this would be heartbreak for Durham. Surely that's gone forward. Is that 80 minutes? Yes, it is. Durham hold on. 30-24, the full-time score. BUCS Super Rugby, presented by Yoti, gives us another thriller. Well, it wasn't the most exciting second half, but boy, oh boy, did it come to life. A man of the match performance from Jacob Collin, and Durham win here under the lights. A fantastic match there at the Rock, and a fantastic match here at Hartpury as well. I am joined by the man of the match, John Okafor. You're fresh off the pitch. You look fresh as a daisy, actually, but it looked hard work out there. Well played. Was it as physical out there as it looked on screen? Because it looked like a battle.
Yeah, today it was a real physical game. We did a review on Hartpury and said their go-to is just physicality, their power game, their line-outs, their mauls, their scrums. That's their bread and butter. So we said we have to meet them up front and be more physical than them, just have our physicality harder than theirs.
It looked as though it took you a while to get a foothold in the game as well. They scored those 2 quick tries, then yourself, your second row partner, the big front rowers, you really started to impose yourselves. That was the turning point. In fact, when you got that score just before half time, it looked like you wanted to stay out for even longer to try and get into the lead.
Yeah, that score before half time was big, because when we went into the sheds, we were confident. We knew look, we have the beating of these guys. When we were front foot, we're getting round them. So having that score before half time really just set us up for the rest of the game.
In the second half, that was when you really put your stamp on the game. Of course, there was that incident with the 2 red cards, but that all came from your work at that breakdown. You secured the penalty. We'll talk about your great work, but also what actually happened in that big melee.
So according to the referee, just a headbutt and punch, but it was just big melee, so I think the referee just felt pressured to just send 2 players off and just ping the first 2 players that started it.
Fantastic response from you guys as well. Obviously Exeter was disappointing, but you had that massive win in the varsity game. You've come here to Hartpury and got a result as well. What a great time to be involved with Leeds Beckett.
I think after the Exeter game we just had a deep long look at ourselves and said we need to right some wrongs. We didn't want to send that as our statement to the rest of BUCS Super Rugby. So today that performance was big, showing that we can be physical, we can dominate teams.
So it is player led then. You all kind of get round the training pitch, get round the books or whatever, and say we're not delivering here, and kind of drag each other along. It certainly shows out there.
Yeah, like the session after Exeter was probably one of our most intense sessions, and it shows today in the game. Like, look at our physicality, look at the front football, look how we stop their maul, our scrums. It just shows today, like, look, that we had to look ourselves and right some wrongs.
Well, great performance. You are the Yoti man of the match. Congratulations. But it's not just a handshake. You also get the Yoti plaque that's going to be presented to you by Kerry Wood. In fact, you can swap the plaque for the microphone. Congratulations, John. Kerry, come in and have a chat with me. You've just presented that man of the match plaque, but it could have been any one of a number of players today. What a turnout from your boys.
Yeah, really pleased. It was a tricky start for us, probably from going 2 scores down from an individual errors, and it was pleasing to see the boys pull it back and regroup themselves and to get that crucial score before half time was key for me, and that was good to see.
I asked you before the match, are we going to see a big physical Leeds Beckett pack? I think they gave us the answer out there today.
Yeah. As I said, I'm really pleased as a coach, because we certainly right some wrongs that we did at Exeter in a varsity match, and we carried that on today, and the physicality was right up there, and that's a quality outfit at Hartpury, and anyone could have won that game, and obviously the scoreline probably doesn't show that, but certainly if they had 5 more minutes on the clock, it would be squeaky bum time, I think.
Are you pleased with the character of the boys though? Because when you conceded those 2 scores in quick succession, Hartpury could well have run away with it, but you really had to dig in. The boys did very well, and you've left with what looks like a convincing victory.
Yeah. Well, I'd probably put that down to the things that we've been through together in the last couple of years. Most of that squad was involved last year, probably barring John and a couple of others, and we had some really good moments last year where we dug deep together, and it's good to see that there's not many teams that will come here and put Hartpury away, and so I'm really pleased for the boys.
Well, you didn't make a lot of changes to this squad. A few of them are doubled up. They've done the varsity match. They've done this victory here in Hartpury as well. Are you going to be able to rest players moving forward, or do you think it's just a case of carrying on the momentum with this group of 23?
I won't say too much now. We've got Bath next week in a big game, and we're looking forward to that. And certainly we'll me and Colin will break the game down together and have a look, and we'll look who needs a rest, who doesn't need a rest, and we'll probably put that picture together Monday, Tuesday next week.
Well, that's the live match as well. Maybe the boys are just doing it for the cameras here. Yeah. But in terms of the event, in terms of the occasion, the boys look like they thrive in those pressure situations. They've won the varsity match in front of 10 or 15,000 people. They've won tonight with the cameras here. It seems like a really good group of lads you've got.
Yeah. As I said, that character's been built over probably the last 18 months together, and our away record last year was at 90%. We only lost 1 away game, so I think for some reason we travel better than we do at home. For some reason, I don't know the reason for that, but certainly we dig in together, and then that goes down to our support staff in terms of Colin, our director of rugby, to Dave Matthews, our kit man, to Louis, our physio. We all work together, and there's a couple of injured boys there that were there today running water on as well, and as I said, we try and have that culture and that family vibe, and it pays off, especially in those closing quarters. It pays off.
Well, it's certainly coming across. It was a fantastic win. Great show of character. Kerry, you've got a long journey and some celebrations, so we'll let you go, and we'll see you next week. Kerry Wood there. Tom Pashley, come in and close the show. You missed a nice shake of hands there, as we've got a nice post-match chat there between the man of the match, John Okafor, who's certainly basking in that success. A great performance from him. We heard from Kerry Wood there. It's been a real positive evening for Leeds Beckett. Not so much for Hartpury, but there certainly were some positives to take from that, albeit not on the scoreline.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think Hartpury were looking at things to work on, but they'll have to take some positives from that for sure.
Well, the traditional slow starters, as you know very well, it seems to all come good in the end. How easy is it to pick yourself up after a defeat like that in this BUCS Super Rugby?
To be honest, I do think it's quite hard. But I think what they'll do is they'll look at everything they need to be done. They'll have their analysis. They'll take that into training and hopefully build the confidence from that into the next game.
Well, we've been keeping you up to date with the results throughout the evening. We've actually got some full-time scores, so let's take a look at them now. Bath 41, Nottingham Trent 36. What a game that is. Bath get their first victory of the season. Cardiff Met coming through a tight one against Loughborough 21-17. Of course, we brought you Hartpury 25, Leeds Beckett 34, and Durham Exeter. Exeter have gone all the way up there to miss out by just 1 point, 29-28. Another set of thrilling fixtures. Tom Pashley looking at those scores there. In fact, this was the biggest scoreline of them all. 5 points, 4 points and 1 point in the other matches. It's so difficult to get a read on form and quality at this stage of the season.
Yeah, it massively is. Looking at that, like I said, in this competition, I think on their day anyone could win, and yeah, it's hard to say now who's on form.
Well, let's take a look at the league table then after round 3. Northumbria still sit top, Durham in second. They are both 2 from 2 and up on 10 points. Hartpury slipped down to 6th following that defeat. Leeds Beckett up to 5th. In fact, these teams traditionally go neck and neck in the league. Last year, Leeds Beckett finished 4th, Hartpury finished 5th, which means they met in the knockouts. I think what this does do for Hartpury, similar to last season though, they know that Leeds Beckett are going to be there or thereabouts. It gives them a yardstick to measure themselves against.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Hartpury are definitely fighting that. Leeds Beckett always a tough outfit, and do sit at that kind of stage of the table.
And Loughborough still looking for their first victory of the season as well. They're not just finding it tough in National 1, they're finding it tough in BUCS Super Rugby as well. Tom, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board today. Good
Dave,
luck.
thank you very much. It's been a very enjoyable experience.
Well, good luck with the PGCE. We'll be back down here at some point in the season, and we know you can co-commentate now, so prepare yourself.
Not sure about that, but
cheers, Tom. Remember, you can join us next week as well. Joe Burns will be here presenting and commentating for Bath versus Leeds Beckett. That promises to be another thriller. Remember to get in touch as well using the hashtag BUCS Super Rugby. You can follow all of the action throughout the season. Congratulations, Leeds Beckett, a great victory here at Hartpury. Thanks to Tom Pashley. We look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Goodbye.